Tommy Pecoraro, Thunderbolts head coach Ian Moran following the 4-0 loss against Peoria. Coach, let's break this down, I guess, period to period, because it seemed the Thunderbolts had a strong first period and things just fell apart, I suppose. How would you explain period to period what happened?
First period, the guys played well. We came out first 10 minutes. We took it to them. I think they had one shot at the 11-minute mark, but it was a good period. Second period, right from the first shift, we win the opening faceoff and bring it back. We've been working on neutral zone breakouts every day for about the last 6 days of practice. Instead of doing what we've been doing, we decided we're going to bring it back behind our net. We have a turnover, and from that point on, we were on our heels. We got away from playing as a team. We started playing as individuals. It seems to be our stretch of what happens during games where we end up shooting ourselves in the foot, which I just said out front. It's something that's correctable, and that's on me to get the guys to keep playing as a team rather than fall into bad habits.
Now, officially, Ed Minnie finished 28 stops on the night on 32 shots, but it certainly seemed like at least a couple of those weren't directly his fault. How would you rate Minnie's performance in net?
I thought they played well. I mean, it's tough when guys are firing pucks and they're tipping it from 2 feet in front of you. You know what I mean? That we've got to get sticks up. We've talked to the guys about, in the old days you would cross-check guys in the back, and that was the way to move them out of the way. And the way hockey's played now is the goalie will have the guy in front of the net and the screen, and he can look through one guy, but you've got to make sure you control their stick. I mean, you see it every night in the NHL highlights and the goals. The guys are really good at tipping pucks now, and they had some good shots that came in and good hard passes that came in and made some tips and ended up in the net. But honestly, I thought Hips played well.
Only one positive of the night, only one penalty against for either side, really, but Thunderbolts only took one shot or one penalty on the night. Would you say Thunderbolts played their best discipline game yet this year?
You could look at it that way, or you could look at it. You could look at it that way, and then we only took one penalty, which is great. I thought Nick Wright in the third period got a lot of ice time. I thought he played well. About halfway through the second period, he started playing more. He had a couple of good opportunities, had a couple of good tips. Ryder played well, but you can look at it two ways: either that we had no penalties because the guys weren't competing, or we had no penalties because the guys were playing smart. And you can decide what you want to think.
Okay. Overall, what is the message for tomorrow for a rematch against Peoria and Military Appreciation Night tomorrow?
The message is we have to be dramatically better than we were tonight, and we have to at least show up and compete. Again, we played good for 20 minutes, and we played well for 20 minutes and 40 minutes. We became passengers and started playing as an individual. I know the players just had a meeting in there. I broke in and said a couple things to them, but in general, it's going to be up to them, and they'll be all right.
Okay. Thanks for your time, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.